delighted to be here the first time in Russia, and I hope this is the first of many more trips. I guess most of you all know about Deutsche Telecom. Many of you all know the B2C side of the business. That's all what we stand for. But maybe not all of you all know that we are perhaps even bigger B2B and be an enterprise company as compared to just the B2C company. And what I would like to talk about today is a paradigm shift in the way we are doing business, which has started about 2 years ago, and where we came from and where we are going for, and perhaps potential opportunities to engage with interesting partners in the Russian market. So the idea was, well, a really long time ago, and really long is perhaps even 5, 6, 7 years ago, the operators were these big lumbering giants. And today, there are some operators around the world, like, let's say, localized markets like Japan or America Mobile, who still have this opinion that we are the big heavyweights. People have limited choices, so maybe a few years ago, your only choice was your phone going to be yellow, black, or green? There weren't many options. So if you wanted a phone, there was one company or maybe another company. If you wanted broadband, there was one company or another company, and limited choices. And during that time, what I would say, building anything was expensive. It required a lot of people, a lot of talent, and really long lead times. So therefore, telcos and big players with their massive workforces were the ideal prospects to do something like that. So the mantra then was, build it, shove it down their throats, and people will buy it. And well, we did quite well. Let's move on. Let's move to today. The consumer, whether we're talking about Germany or whether we're talking about Albania, and frankly speaking, whether we're talking about Nigeria, the consumer is much better educated. He has a choice. He can buy a smartphone from the iPhone, paying 500 euros. He can buy one from Huawei for around 40 euros, and I've been even told something around 30 euros exists. He is better educated. He's smarter, has many choices. And there's this thing called the internet, which is running circles around us. So sometimes we literally feel that we are a tanker, a big oil tanker. These things really don't sink so fast, but they don't really turn so fast. So we have these little speedboats running all around us. And we can just look at them and they're just gone. And there's a new trend. By the time we look at that trend, there's another trend. And therefore, the old mantra of pushing something and the user accepting it doesn't hold anymore. What is the result? And these newspaper clippings are from some time ago, and they appear nearly every day. All of these companies are billion-dollar firms. They have normally singular products. I was talking to Andy of SoundCloud yesterday. They have 250 engineers just working on one proposition. I had a chat with the guys from WhatsApp. There are only 51 engineers in February 2014, and a fantastic valuation. One product, one app, with 1/4 the valuation of Deutsche Telekom. So these are all big heavyweights, but are very lightweight, nimble, and focused. And every operator feels the pressure. We're talking from the big dogs like China Mobile, who are thrice our size, to our dear competitors from Telefonica, who had to restructure their business, to even us. For the longest period of time, we had businesses such as Games Load with games, Music Load with music, and while we spent millions of dollars developing the platform, nobody was using it. of fewer and fewer people. And at that time, we sat back and thought, are we doing something wrong? Are we just trying to push and push, and there isn't any consumer acceptance? And therefore, 2 years ago, there was a shift saying that we are not the best. Our consumers, our end customers want the best. So what do we do about it? And that's where DT made a conscientious decision to change the strategy. What you see there are the 4 pillars of the current DT strategy. And 3 out of the 4 are infrastructure-based. Cloud services, gigabit society, customer experience. But one key component has been added there of winning with partners. This is a realization of that we need to be relevant. We have partners who are better than us. And rather than compete with them, perhaps it's best to cooperate with them. And to make this really tangible to everyone, would like to give you a few examples of what we're doing. Let's take the case of home. Everyone believes that the smart home would be the thing of the future. So we said, okay, we could start developing smart home products, but maybe nobody buys it again. So let's try to develop a smart home platform. Because what are the big problems? The problems are of interoperability, different standards. So rather than having multiple products from us, we'll say, let the partner provide the products. Let Belkin provide the cameras. Let Philips provide the lightings. Let Miele provide the washing machine. We want to be the Amazon marketplace, the Amazon infrastructure on where everyone else's product sits on. And since we were not even sure whether this was something we wanted to do, we literally spun it off as an independent entity called Telecom. Let's look at another example in the cloud space. And when we talk to partners, we always look at 3 dimensions. Is there a benefit to our end customer? Is there a benefit to our partner? And is there a benefit to us? So let's take the case of Evernote. If you are a DT customer these days, you get Evernote Premium for free for 1 year. So that's a customer benefit. How do we benefit? Evernote is a big brand. It's a partner through which we can move our notepad solutions. And after 1 year, if the consumer continues on a premium subscription, we have a rev share. Now, what's the partner's benefit? Or why is he working with us? We give him reach. We have markets all the way from everything everywhere in the UK and the US, right down to Macedonia. More than 14 countries. We give you reach. We pre-install you on our devices. A benefit for every person in the chain. Let's look at another example, security. Funnily enough, most of our partners were brought along before the NSA crisis, so they're all American partners. We are now anticipating and looking for European partners who are more conservative in nature. But we have partners such as Norton, and look out for mobile security, mobile device insurance, both fixed and now even moving towards enterprise security. Finally, things which everyone loves, and we have, I think, our dear partner from Spotify here. We have a partnership with Spotify. We also have a partnership with Deezer. So it's not like once we have one partner, that's it. We want to give the customer the choice to choose. And again, let's take Spotify as an example. If you buy the Spotify bundle in Germany, it doesn't count towards your data usage. So you can literally stream all you want 24/7. And you just pay one fixed price. Benefit to the consumer, to us, and to Spotify. And if you think that all our business has to do with some connectivity, you could be darn wrong. Let's take the case of speakers. I hope some people of you all know Jobbo. So they make these nifty little speakers. And when we started off, people wondered, why exactly is a telco company going into the business of speakers? So we said, well, it fits in our connected live ecosystem. We don't really want to be a telco company. We want to be maybe a digital lifestyle company. Rather than giving you some figures, I'll give you an idea of how good the business is. We started with one speaker. Then we said, okay, let's get 3 different speakers into 3 different price categories. Now we have speakers from 3 different manufacturers. And then said, okay, let's go to the next step. Let's go into lifestyle devices, a very growing category. High margin, benefits for all. So another area where we are interested. So what does this all come down to? What do we promise the partner? Where do we want to work with a partner? It's the first of making it simpler and easier for the partner to work with us. This means simpler processes. No longer do you have an 80-page contract, which in Germany is actually quite a short contract. We try to do it in under 10 pages. Our best achievement has been a company called Magisto out of Israel, where we managed to close an MOU within 2 weeks. So that is quite fast for a big company such as us. Technical enablers and business enablers, helping you go to market, helping you to integrate as seamlessly as possible. The entire buzzword around this is called Steckerleiste, which is a German word, and I only figured out what it means. It's called plug and play, and that's why they always use the power strip. You can plug in a partner, plug out a partner, as simple as it is. The second benefit is to increase access. In the end, we are an infrastructure provider. What we want to do is increase usage, increase access, that people use services such as Spotify, such as Evernote, such as Lookout on our services, on top of our platform. That's why I said we would love to be the Amazon of Europe and provide additional benefits such as billing, customer service, additional support, which perhaps a smaller player will not be able to provide. And finally, we really operate in what we could call the United States of Europe. And Europe is actually quite a different market from the US. The US, you get it once, you can roll it out, east to west coast. But Europe, the Netherlands is very different from Albania. Poland is very different from the UK. And we understand these markets. We have local support in each of these markets. So what we help you by standardized processes to help you roll out across the European footprint in one shot. You sign a deal with us. If you are one of those companies who has a mature product, has something interesting for a telco, is best in class in your category, and you'd like to use a firm such as DT, who is interested in partnering across the board and reaching scale and helping both of us to win with partners. Thank you.